All right, so we are going to wrap up 2020 with a bang by bringing you a compilation of some of the best snippets from our top interviews from 2020. Now, we've had just such a tremendous year talking to so many just amazing guests and listening to them, their stories, how they've transcended where they were to get to where they are today, and what a perfect thing to have here when we wrap up a year that has been pretty crazy for most and all of us. So stay tuned. There's so much valuable content you're going to get from these interviews, so many things that you can take away, and we're just going to jump right through them. We're going to have a few days of this here, so enjoy it. Let's do this. All right, so James J. Sexton is a divorce lawyer with offices in Manhattan and Rockland counties, the author of the #1 best-selling How to Stay in Love, Practical Wisdom from an Unexpected Source, and he really just was able to just crush it. We're just talking about relationships, how to capture what is the art of staying in love, and being your best self with your significant other. Stay tuned.
Falling in love is easy. You don't need a book for that. Like, that's easy. You meet someone, there's chemistry, we fall fast. But how do we stay there? Because no single raindrop's responsible for the flood. And so we have these small disconnections, and all of a sudden, you're here and I'm here, and we don't know how that distance happened, and neither of us likes it, and we're kind of afraid to talk about it or even acknowledge that it's there. And then we start to go, well, maybe it's just me that feels this way, and this other person's so happy, so I don't want to disturb it because I love them. But that's what's so interesting. I really have found with my clients that if they were able, before taking the step of coming into my office, to say to their spouse, look, we're at critical mass right now. Like, I don't know how we got here, but we got to figure this out.
It was such a dynamic interview to have Rod Kleef back in the show. Rod owns multiple businesses and is a philanthropist who is passionate about real estate business and giving back. He's one of the country's top business, real estate, and peak performance luminaries. Rod has owned over 2,000 homes and apartment buildings, has built over 24 businesses in his 40-year business career, several that are worth tens of millions of dollars. He came from humble beginnings and grew to such remarkable levels, but then lost it all in 2008 when he basically lost $50 million in the crash. But he was able to come back, bounce back, and he brings that psychology and the mentality of success to you today. Enjoy. You can either find the silver lining or you can find the worst thing that's happened, and you can choose.
Life is about meaning. It's never what happens to us. It's about the meaning we place on it. Two people can experience the exact same thing and place entirely different meanings on it. And I could give you examples if you like, but in fact, I'll give you an example Tony Robbins uses, where there was these two twins, and they had a father that was just a career criminal, and he was in jail. And they visited these two guys in their 30s, and one was in jail, and the other one was, I think, in the software business with a family and a upstanding citizen. And they asked both of them, "Why do you think you ended up like this?" And they both gave the exact same answer. With a father like ours, what else could I have done?
So Lynn Youngju is founder and CIO at Acris Capital. Her mission is to help people achieve financial freedom, breaking free from the constraints of money, time, and unfulfilling jobs. Lynn Ying immigrated to the U.S. at the age of 10. She defied odds and succeeded as a trader in the male-dominated world of Wall Street. And while building a partner-track career in investment management, she realized she just wasn't fulfilled in her life. So she quit and just traveled the world. Her freedom, fueled by passive income she generated with her small multifamily properties and apartment buildings in Boston, helped her realize that she could turn this side hustle into a real business. So she basically could just travel for free, spend time with family, and live life to the fullest. So she founded Acris Capital, and she's directed to produce some of the same freedom for others. Stay tuned.
So as a trader, the primary job responsibilities were deal finding, underwriting, and negotiations. So all those things sound very familiar to you in real estate as well, right?
Yeah.
So essentially you're looking, I think a lot of my skill set is very transferable because you're essentially looking for a different asset class, right? Instead of fixed income corporate bonds, now I'm looking for real estate. So there's still the broker communications that, I have on a pretty much like a weekly, daily basis. The underwriting, the analysis that goes into figuring out whether or not the deal makes sense, right? Having the right assumptions, the exit model, the sensitivity analysis. Those are all things that that I did at my previous shop for corporate bonds, but now I'm just transferring that into real estate assets.
All right, so to wrap it out today, John Walsh is a best-selling author, speaker, coach, mentor, and business advisor with a passion for helping students, young professionals, and new executives emerging businesses accelerate their potential and rise from just starting to standing out. He's the president and CEO of Stand Out X LLC. He and his team have worked with experts around the world to inspire and develop the next generation of high performers, leaders, and difference makers in business and in life. And before he started Stand Out Movement, John spent 20 plus years as an executive at the Walt Disney Company and Madison Square Garden. And we really just talked about business, life, how to put it all together and be your best self and bring it each and every day.
We look so myopically at the day without looking at the kind of the longer term. You might have a bad day, but think about, no one's going to have a great day, right? Mm-hmm. But if you have two good days, an average day, 2 good days, a bad day, 2 good days, an average day, and you look at it and you look at the week that you had, you're like, actually had a pretty good week because I went from here to here, even though I had an average day so I think taking a more longer term perspective helps a lot too.
That's huge. And as you go through life, you start to understand, like, okay, is what's happening to me right now such a big deal? Am I going to remember this in a week, a year, 5 years? And that can give you more grace. All right, so I hope you enjoyed that. We sure did. Those were some of our top interviews from 2020. Stay tuned till we have the next round of them coming forward. And again, thank you so much to all of you who have listened to this show, the tens of thousands of listens we've had this year. We just can't thank you enough. And if you found value in the show, please give us a rating and review. It just help others just like yourself find us and help us get out to more of the people that really could use this message that we have coming from these great guests. Thank you so much, and we'll see you shortly.